Enough of this palaver. Let's get the show on the road. But enough of this palaver. Let's get the show on the road.
Good morning. Welcome to the Opie and Anthony show.
Hi there. Hi there.
They got rid of another radio show?
What?
Rob, Arnie, and Dawn.
Who?
What happened to them? It's the first instant feedback. A morning talk station in Sacramento, California was canceled due to angry fags, this guy writes.
What? Wow.
The Rob, Arnie, and Dawn show.
Didn't we tease them one time? That's very familiar.
I think it might be one of Bob's clients.
Arnie.
Rob,
That does sound
Arnie,
a little,
and Dawn.
What'd they do? I guess you don't know.
They probably didn't. Nothing. Just so goddamn sensitive in regular radio.
Wouldn't it be funny, though, if they were bringing gay guys in and just beating them and expecting to not get fired? Like, what? They're going to turn the dial if I don't like it. If we're using the argument wrong.
what are you talking about?
Yeah, we just hit people.
It's freedom of speech.
We lost another show on regular radio, Dan. What's that about?
Well, it says here that on May 28th, the radio hosts joked about transgendered teens and called them freaks.
And they got fired for that?
Wow, that must be one of those real...
Jimmy, what's a transgender teen?
Well, it's
A tranny
tranny.
still has a dick, right?
A tranny is a girl who nature has smiled upon in other ways. And
Transgender just means you're
Transgender
wearing
teen is a-
female clothes if you're a guy or whatever.
it can be. I think it can be girl to guy too, but most commonly, I'm going to guess it's going to be like a transsexual teenager, a guy who's a girl as a teenager.
What's wrong with calling them freaks?
Absolutely nothing.
P.T. Barnum would have had them in a sideshow.
I think the literal definition of a freak might fit that criteria.
It's freaky. It's different. It's not the norm. It's not what we're used to.
Yeah.
Why can't people just talk honestly?
And why is it that it's okay at the Gay Pride Parade or all these other places for people to go, we're just going to let our freak flag fly?
Yeah.
It's like people only want certain language used if they're empowering themselves with it. It's fucking enraging.
One of the biggest ones is queer.
Yeah.
Like, you can't use the word queer like that, but, you know, gay people throw it around with each other. They, you know, call themselves queer. They're queer. A little weird, a little off, a little queer, a little, you know, it's kind of odd.
So they got fired for calling them freaks? That's it?
That couldn't be
Well,
it.
come on.
Couldn't be it.
There's also a quote that says, host Arnie states, said he was joking when he said, if my son, God forbid, if my son put on a pair of high heels, I would probably hit him with one of my shoes.
All right. Why can't you say
Even
that?
What's wrong with
Again.
that?
Isn't that one of the fears of being a parent?
Yes, it absolutely is.
Why can't you just talk openly about what that does to you?
Most
personally,
parents, you know,
Why
want
can't
their
you do that on the radio?
children to grow up straight, as they say? I would gather.
Transgender, we have to accept all that? Why? Why can't
Gender.
Especially you can't
I'm
make
not
fun
going to
of
run
it.
around and start slapping them, but, you know, I want to be able to at least talk about it, that it makes me a little uncomfortable.
Yeah.
We'll part company there. But I mean, you can't to not be able to make fun of something like that. It's like fucking regular radio just stinks.
Yeah.
I guess we made fun of Rob, Arnie, and Dawn, but you know what? Today we don't. Today we go, what the fuck?
Yeah, they should not be fired.
Another
for that.
casualty.
It's just ridiculous. We lost Brooklyn Ace. I was just about to go to you, Brooklyn Ace.
Brooklyn ass now.
Uh-huh.
Doesn't
what
look
I
like they've
say.
been fired. I think they just were suspended until Thursday.
Oh, until they find out, do an investigation.
Just suspended?
So fired.
Maybe they'll make it. Greg, what's going on?
What's going on, boys?
Greg.
Basically, what happened here is they didn't even, a couple of guys made a comment that if their kids were transsexuals, one of them had said that he would hit them with a shoe, hit them with a high heel, and the other one made the comment that he would call him an idiot. So the Gay and Lesbians Alliance attacked their sponsors, basically advertisements. So these guys pulled themselves off. And the one guy, I wish I could remember his name, refused to apologize. So.
I remember
I remember these guys. The one guy wears like a suit because he's like the conservative dude.
And the other guy's
keeping
like
it all
Tank.
safe. The other guy's like the sports guy with the sports jersey on. He's Tank.
Big
right?
arms and tats.
And then you got the whole
And the whole, yes.
You know what? It's amazing. The gay, GLAAD, the gay and lesbian, whatever, what is it called? Gay and lesbian. Don't fuck with them. It's GLAAD. They're the gay. They don't play games. But they've given Red Eye a lot of shit on Fox. I'm not just saying that 'cause I'm doing it tonight. It's not important. But Greg Gutfeld is a guy. He said we've invited them to come on so many times and have a debate or whatever, and he'd be fair with them, and they won't go on. It's amazing how many of these organizations only want to go a place where they're going to be handled with kid gloves instead of going on this aggressive, what they would see as an aggressive atmosphere and dealing with a guy who wouldn't even be shitty to them. It's really irritating. They want to just blast you in the media and send out a press release where it's safe and it's structured, and they don't have to defend a point, or they don't have to be made to look ridiculous for overreacting.
If they have to sit and defend a point, they could lose. So why do that? Why not just put out a press release and call for someone's firing and leave it at that? No debate, nothing.
Shouldn't it be okay to call them freaks, though?
It should be, yeah. It should be the same for anybody.
If it's not something you're comfortable with in your world, why can't you openly discuss that? And then, of course, make a few jokes because you're trying to entertain people.
Yeah.
Their argument is
inciting violence.
Why are we allowed to entertain people with edgy stuff on regular radio? I just will never understand that. But you watch like a movie or a TV show.
Yeah.
They're allowed to. Reality shows are allowed to. Radio's, it's an extension of all that.
It's a totally different animal, radio. For some reason, it falls into this category where you can't be comedic on it without it being taken completely seriously in the wrong context. You can't just be funny and goof around.
They say, well, and this is what's so sickening about these arguments about humor. They're like, well, it fosters a climate. And that's the excuse that every group uses. And it's like Matthew Shepard being beaten to death is not fostered by somebody making a joke. It's like it's all out of whack. It's like if you can't tell the difference between these guys making some stupid joke and somebody saying, look, gays are dangerous and they should be attacked. If you can't see the difference between those things, then you just become a parody of yourself.
It's fostered by lunatics who have problems with their own sexuality, and then they go out and commit violent acts against gay people. Not the occasional gay joke or comment about somebody being gay. That doesn't foster. But people don't all of a sudden go, yeah, you know something? I'm going to go out and commit some violence now. It's these twisted people that, start thinking when they're laying in bed at night looking at the ceiling, I think I like the cock. And it upsets them so much.
They have to do something
that they have to, strike out at people that, might like the cock. It's fucking twisted.
There's a difference between calling for somebody to do something violent or really trying to get people into a bad situation and making fun of something.
Yeah.
And everybody knows the difference. So people don't like you making fun of certain things because it offends their sense of what's right and wrong. And that's all it is, but they can't come out and just say that. Right. They can't come out and go, you know what, I don't like it, you shouldn't say it.
Yeah.
So they have to tie it in with a bigger issue. Well, it fosters. I guarantee you that's what they say.
And the group looks weak, too, when you have to, take a radio show off the air because they made fun of transgender. Yeah. Can't transgender people, defend themselves? Can't gay people defend themselves? Can't black people defend themselves? Asians? Just go down the line. Why are they being protected? They can protect themselves. I'd be embarrassed if I was in one of those groups.
And again, when you look at
someone is telling me, we got to take this show off the air so you're safer as a human being. That's ridiculous.
When you look at the outrageousness of the gay pride parade, right, which is fine. It's an event and it's fun to watch and you get but whatever. But it's like, it's okay to go to that extreme and to, like they say, let your freak flag fly. But if somebody else says you're a freak in not a good way, that's bad. It's like, well, how can you express yourself completely without hurting other people and not want somebody else to express themselves, even if it's not. You understand what I'm saying? I'm not making my point well, but I think.
So if we hit the streets today and we see a teenager, a transgender teenager, what are we supposed to do? If we were a robot, have just a normal conversation with them, not notice that, wow, that's freaky.
Yeah, you're supposed to.
The first word that comes to your mind.
Have tolerance.
Because it's the same thing you think of when you see somebody who has green hair, who does their hair green, or who has too many piercings or too many tattoos. You're like, that guy's a freak. It's like, it's what we always say, and it doesn't mean that you want somebody attacked or you want somebody treated differently.
Yeah, that's a big leap from going, wow, that's a little freaky, to picking up the heaviest object in the area and belting it in the head.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's go to Brooklyn Ace. He called back. BA, what's up?
Opie, you used my line. Why am I going to stay on hold and wait for you to go to me?
I didn't know. What line did you have?
I was talking about the fact that you went to war with Rob Body and Dawn. I remember that with the suit and the whole 9 yards. It was hysterical.
Oh, okay. But I thought you had more on this this story that broke today.
Moron?
No?
Later.
All right, sorry,
Nah,
not really, nah.
And he hung on to tell you that.
No, well, because we told him to call back, so
Yeah.
now, he's disciplined. All right, I'll call back.
God, regular radio is just shit.
Will the new administration loosen up restraints on radio?
No.
They got other things to worry about, so that might help a little.
They're
but
worse with the political correctness than anybody.
Kind of agree with you.
They don't want that administration. You think the Obama administration wants people making jokes about ethnic backgrounds, sexuality, things like that? Fuck no. Plus, it's about diversity and this is hate. This is hate radio. I love that one. Hate radio. Shut up. You want fucking hate radio? I'd love to give you a real example of hate radio and then compare it to what you call hate radio. You know what? You'd see the difference between jokes and real hatred.
Plus, it's a revenue stream. So why would the government say no to revenue, which is what these bigger fines are? They're not going to say give us less money on a fine.
Let me say hi to John in Jersey. John, what's up, buddy?
Hey, guys.
Hey.
I just wanted to say that I'm gay, and that group GLAAD just sets everybody back and makes life a total pain in the ass.
Pain in the
For
ass.
anybody that's gay. And there's no reason those guys should have been fired. I mean, you should be able to take a fucking joke and just lighten up. Everybody should be able to.
Or even criticism. It's like GLAAD comes in and defends certain things. It's like, yeah, there are cases where gays are just targeted and bashed and treated violently. And it's like, you do need a group to stand up for that because it's like, it's got to suck. You're walking down the street and some fucking animals jump out of the car and just attack you.
Yeah.
So, but where's the balance between really defending and protecting yourselves and protecting people and just being a little oversensitive to humor?
But like any other group, though, that any other type of minority group that, activist group, they're stuck on issues that are outdated. They're stuck on things that are just not relevant anymore. It's like the ACLU or something like that, and they're fighting about things and arguing about things that just aren't even relevant anymore, and that doesn't even happen. Except, I mean, it just hasn't in the last 20 years.
Yeah.
And GLAAD is no different than that, and they just need to lighten up, and they're just not doing us more of a disservice than anything else.
But you're right. It's all special interest groups. It's like whenever a group says this is what we do, and we're aligned with this segment of the population, then they have to, I guess, keep themselves busy or keep themselves fighting things, or else they're just going to sit there and stagnate with nothing to do, and as an organization cease to exist.
Yeah.
Even worse than GLAAD, though, John, is the advertisers buckling. All of a sudden, GLAAD calls up all the advertisers, and the advertisers are like, all right, I'll yank all my stuff immediately.
Yeah.
Instead of the advertisers going, you know what? We understand your concern, but we don't think Rob, Arnie, and Dawn were really trying to get at anything here.
Well, they're afraid to be associated with anything that's different.
Yeah, except for a normal reaction from a human being.
Yeah, can't be.
They weren't encouraging hate or violence or any of that. It was just a natural reaction to probably a story they had that morning.
Can't the advertisers listen to something that they and then make a determination on their own and go, you know what?
They just can't for some reason.
They're just
it's a blanket thing. Okay. All right. All right. Okay.
I know, they freak out.
Over the dumbest, stupidest, littlest things.
But where's the? I'm sorry, but where's the? It's like I keep saying balance, but it's like gay people. Look, in fairness, are sick and tired of just having like wanting to get married, not being able to, and they're just probably fucking fed up with all this stuff. But then where's the balance between that and then wanting Miss America or Miss California vilified just for giving her opinion, which doesn't agree with theirs?
She shouldn't have been vilified. She's entitled to an opinion.
Right.
Oh, thank God you're saying that, John. Jesus. Because that fucking thing was blown out of proportion, too.
Of course it was. I'm more upset about the last Miss America girl.
Just popping them in.
Maps.
What's that?
The last, that one other Miss America, I think it was Miss North Carolina, she couldn't even complete a sentence. She was asked about reading and totally fucked it up.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
She hadn't, it was the big YouTube video. That's more upsetting to me than the one girl not liking gay marriage.
Yeah, shouldn't all the readers get together and get really pissed off that she can't even answer a question about reading?
All literate people should attack
exactly. Let's get a special interest group together. All right, John. Thank you.
See you, man.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah, don't be confused. We think Rob, Arnie, and Dawn should be fired for being hacks, but you know,
poor bastards.
It leads into, I guess, the next story as we throw the ball around a little bit. That man thing had its second kid.
Oh, Thomas Beatie really bugs me.
I know you had a whole chapter in your book, Jimmy, on this guy.
Only because it's
this
not
guy.
a guy.
I'm saying it.
Thomas Beatie. Where's the? I just had the. Oh, here it is.
You take the boobs out. You cut off the cock and you give it a few.
Cut off the cock.
No, but this is.
No, there was no cock.
There was no.
Confuses everybody.
It's a woman.
Yeah.
And the fact that the media again. And, you know, not that I point this out brilliantly in my book. Who cares? It's not about me and selling copies for myself and getting a third one.
Hey,
not important.
Can we back the truck up slightly?
Sure.
Rob from Rob, Arnie, and Dawn.
Oh,
so
okay.
I guess they took themselves off the air?
No.
They're saying that?
No.
What do you know, E-Rock?
From what it seems, the company that they were employed by made them put up an apology on their website before.
Oh, no. Is this horrible?
Before destroying their entire website.
Yeah, that's why we had to stop, Jimmy. I glanced at this
I don't
thing.
blame you.
Oh,
and this is we've said no to this exact letter many times in our career.
Dude, this is probably the worst apology ever.
Yeah, you want to read it, Ant?
Oh, I'd love to.
Okay.
Do we have some sappy music? Some type of sappy
like
apology music? Some type of piano, like the bed to a cancer commercial.
How about a sorry song?
No
Any good
vocals.
sorry songs? No.
How about the
vocals?
Hulk walking away music?
Yeah, that works.
Really?
That's sad and sappy.
Something just sappy, though.
Let's see what Travis comes up with.
Yeah, let's see what Travis can do in a pinch.
With sappy.
He's freaking out now.
Watch him play ass cunt.
But live version. This is good.
All right.
Schindler's List.
How sad do you want to make this, Travis?
No kidding.
To our loyal Rob, Arnie, and Dawn followers, we have failed you. As a show, as people, as broadcasters, we have simply failed on almost every level.
Can I stop you?
Yeah, of course.
Right there, they should be fired.
Yes.
Right
Yes.
there. For real. I don't even care what they did anymore.
I am going to join GLAAD and fight harder for them to be removed.
This is so bad.
That's just embarrassing.
That's the first paragraph. We presented our opinions on a very sensitive subject in a hateful, childish, and crude fashion. And then, given the opportunity to retract those remarks, we defended them.
Which was the proper thing to do.
Yeah.
You had a human moment.
Of course. Since then, you, our loyal listeners, have made it clear to us that we went too far. The response has been overwhelming. None of you said that we couldn't have opinions, yet so many of you said that the way we gave them crossed the line. Further, you said that our attempt to mask our comments as jokes that would be understood by our audience was unacceptable. I would say now that it was worse than that. It was cowardly. You have made that clear. We have reached out to various groups and asked for a chance to make this right, to respond with their participation to the education that our audience has provided us. That opportunity has been graciously granted this Thursday morning, June 11th at 7:30 a.m. The word apology appears nowhere in this letter for a reason.
It appears right there, right there.
Yeah, I just saw the apology.
No, right
it
there.
says the word apology.
It says the word apology appears nowhere in this letter for a reason.
This is the tactic that Kirk uses a lot of times when he tries to drive robots crazy. He puts them in that little spin thing. I didn't say the word apology, but you just said it by not saying it, but you did. Bap, bap, bap. And Kirk goes away.
What they should have said in this statement is, the word apology appears nowhere in this letter other than right here, and then had an arrow pointing back to the apology. Right. That would have been accurate.
Yeah, that sentence doesn't make sense.
Yes.
I found a sentence that doesn't make sense. The word apology appears nowhere in this letter for a reason.
Yeah.
But it's right there.
The word apology appears nowhere in this letter for a reason.
Can we enjoy that sentence for a while?
That really is something. The word apology
appears nowhere in this letter. But
it's like the first time you read objects in mirror are closer than they appear.
Sure.
It took a little while to figure it out.
Right.
Does it look closer? Or are they really closer?
Yeah, the actual word is definitely in this letter.
It's there.
Maybe the context of the word is different.
But it's there.
But it's there.
The word apology appears nowhere in this letter for a reason. We already hid from doing the right thing once, and we're not going to make that mistake again. Apologizing in a written, posted statement is a form of cowardice. We will say what needs to be said this Thursday.
To interject a little asterisk here, I would say what is cowardice is groveling in all caps.
Yes, groveling in caps, and then teasing your apology that's going to be live on your show Thursday at 7:30. It's a tease.
I think they're really. You think they're just trying to save their jobs? I think they realize, oh boy, we're done if we don't do this right.
On a final personal note,
oh no,
as the leader and owner of the show, I have made the decision that we need to refrain from broadcasting new episodes until we can address this on Thursday. We will return to the air at 7:30 a.m. June 11th. Rob Williams, Rob, Arnie, and Dawn.
Looks like someone had vacation time.
And they said June 11th, 7:30, June 11th, 7:30. They said it twice.
Well, 7:30 is the most listened to hour.
Yeah.
Or part of the 7 o'clock hour. For a morning show. That's when the most people listen.
You're right. The groveling that is going on.
Well, I got more on what they said. Controversy surrounding remarks about transgender children. Yeah. Rob and Artie engaged in a 30-minute conversation in which they described transgender people as freaks and idiots. Arnie said, and he's what, the tank character?
Yeah. Sometimes it feels as good as a girl. And they're like, what? I didn't mean that.
See the Magic beat the Lakers last night? He said, you know, my favorite part about hearing these stories about the kids in high school, who the entire high school caters around, lets the boy wear the dress. I look forward to when they go out into society and society beats them down. And they end up in therapy.
Could be used figuratively.
Yeah, he's probably not talking about it. He's probably society beats them down.
Yeah. I'm sure it was taken.
And
literally.
They end up in therapy. Arnie also said, if my son, God forbid, if my son put on a pair of high heels, I would probably hit him with one of my shoes.
So they're saying, okay, that's two possible references to violence against them. That's what they're saying, okay. They hit with a shoe, beat him down, okay. I'm saying that's probably what their thought process is.
Yeah, but the shit you did growing up, you got hit with a shoe for the dumbest things, right?
Absolutely. Sucking my father's toes, he would hit me with a shoe. Get off.
What do you expect? If you walked really into your house with a dress on and meaning it, not as a goof, not as, look, we did this today as like some goofy thing we're doing at school, but you really meant it. What do you expect your father to do? For real? For real?
There's going to be some problems.
For real? I don't know. He may yell. He may say, what are you doing? It's the fucking weekend is coming up, and I have to go out, and you're going to get a stain on that, and you know I need it. I don't know what my father would have done. He probably would have looked at me like, what are you doing? He probably would have thought I was kidding.
I guess you would hope he would, like, sit down with you and have a discussion, but I think most dads would throw something at you, like, what the fuck?
You hope he would just say,
what the fuck? Exactly.
What would your dad do?
Oh, my God.
My dad was pretty cool, but I do believe that he would have a what the fuck moment.
My dad didn't want me playing with a puppet without strings because he said it was a doll, and it was, and I cried.
But it depends on what you're like. I think a lot of parents know their kids gay because you can tell by the way someone talks sometimes, or like the things that they like. If you just came home,
the way they talk. No.
Is it stupid to say this is different than being gay though? But I'm coming home in a dress as a male.
Exactly.
Well, you could just be a transvestite.
I mean, look,
and not be gay.
I think. No, it's not. I was going to say I think that people in general are getting used to the gay community, but that's not even really true. This is like the next level of that, isn't it, Jimmy?
I think that
let's try to. I mean, there's still a lot of people that got to get a little more comfortable with the gay community.
Yeah,
and now you're throwing us this little piece of the puzzle into the mix.
A father would probably freak out if he wasn't expecting it. Like I think again, like I said, a lot of parents probably know that their kid is, like you could tell, so like it progresses Like, you know, he plays with whatever he does, he does, and all of a sudden you find out that he's hanging out with boys, he doesn't like girls, then you're kind of adapting to it. But if all of a sudden your kid, you think is into girls, and he's a straight kid, comes home when he's 14, and he's got a sundress, and he goes, "Who's a pretty girl?" And you go, "Wait a minute, what's going on?"
Who's a pretty girl?
First of all, you are, but second of all, what are you doing? It might throw somebody for a loop.
So then this continues. Then GLAAD got involved. And others, and they demanded an apology. Arnie declined to apologize on the grounds that he was joking, and that's.
I was only joking.
And I guess that's where it should have ended. But unfortunately, you know, in regular radio, you can't just say that anymore. No. You can't just say, "Look, I was joking. Sorry." Tough shit.
Dumb Arnie should have apologized. I'll tell you why. Because he should have realized that this is terrestrial radio and your fucking gig is going to get canceled. So just say you're sorry and then just move on. Unfortunately, that's the way it's got to be because now they're going to lose their gig if they don't do it right.
But, you know, as a radio guy, you should be able to just say, "Look, I was just joking." Of course. It's obvious. Listen to the tape as much as you want. I was joking. Yeah. What do you want from me? They joke about all sorts of weird shit, you know, on TV and in the movies. I think it's my right to be allowed to do that without, you know, an uproar. And, all right, so on the grounds that he was joking and not actually advocating violence against children, he said, "I didn't do anything wrong." Good. Unfortunately, you know, then the program director and the general manager, they sit you down, and it's a whole different world that we live in, especially in radio. We know that world very well.
Unbelievable.
In response to controversy, Snapple, the list goes on and on, pulled their advertising from the station. Nissan has also announced that they will not renew their advertising contract. Despite all this, the Rob, Arnie, and Dawn show still maintains the policy. If you listen long enough, everyone will become offended by what we say.
Yeah, that old gag.
Yeah, we
say that, but it never really works, to tell you the truth.
No.
Just never really
I don't get it. I was walking down,
excuse me.
I'll give you the exact street, Columbus Avenue yesterday.
Ooh.
And there were 3 or 4 black youths on the corner, just hanging out. I heard the N-word. Honestly, I didn't actually keep track.
Was I driving by? Out of my window.
Opie realized he was just muttering. He was yelling, "Get out of the way, get out of the way."
I didn't keep track, but it had to be close to a half dozen times. They were just going back and forth. I think it was 3 of them. And one guy's like, "Man, you're in New Jersey. Oh, and you're a city.
Yeah.
And then if we, as whitey, not that I need to say the word, say it, there's all this outrage.
Hell to pay, and it's nothing but hatred when you say it. It's nothing but sheer racism and hatred when you say it.
I don't understand that one. We've had this conversation. You know, the black listeners will call and they'll say, you know, we have the right to say it because of what we've been through, and you guys don't have the right. And I try to look at it as a human being thing where if you're allowed to say it, why can't I say it?
Yeah.
Not that, like I said, I need to walk around saying the word. Right. But it just enrages me that's going on out there. Mm-hmm. The word has really lost a lot of its meaning if most of the black community is throwing it around like it's nothing.
Yeah, it really has. And just to instantly put the hate label on something, like just because you're talking about it, you know, take the context. Take the context that it's in. But no, you know, you can't.
It's a weird world. So what do we got on the...
I'm adding something. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Uh-oh. What do you got, Jimmy? What do you got?
Hold on. 1, 2, 3. Give me okay. Pregnant man, Thomas Beatie, gives birth for second time.
Beatie.
Yes, Tweaky.
Beatie.
Why not all the media coverage for the second kid?
Yeah.
Well, it's just not as...
It never gets as much attention.
We really do adapt quickly as Americans, don't we? It's old hat.
Yeah.
Guy gave birth.
Second guy in the moon.
I know.
Who?
This is not... What bothers me is the media loves saying his in pregnancy. It's their own delight at writing...
This inaccuracy.
He gave birth. And it's like, Thomas Beatie can be a man legally, but according to nature, if you can give birth, you're a woman.
A woman.
That's the whether you like it or not, there are certain... Birds fly, women give birth. Gay people can get married, as far as I'm concerned. Gay people can do whatever the fuck they want. But when it comes to nature, you're not a man if you're giving birth.
All right, let's slow down on that.
Be real.
I like your theory, but in nature, seahorses...
Yeah. Seahorse. I love seahorses.
Lighthouses. If you don't like them, you suck. Is that the line? You're going to have to replay that today. And you know a little something about it, a little.
Yes, the male seahorse.
Oh, okay.
Actually gives birth. But then why don't they just call it the female?
Exactly. So what they should.
No, for real.
I couldn't agree more.
Could somebody explain that one to me?
It's probably one of those things where, and I'm not sure, but it probably is one of those things where they just hold the eggs.
So what?
And during the
so the female
period.
seahorse has the eggs.
Yeah.
So call that the sperm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like
just say their sperm's big.
Exactly. Exactly.
You think it's bad to hold a girl's purse on the mall? Poor seahorses.
Oh,
gotta hold the eggs.
Right.
Like what the fuck?
You hold these eggs.
But you're right, Jimmy. I like your theory.
The word his or Mr. I circled them all. This is a very short. It's not even a page long. And maybe they love writing it. It's like, can you hit the button bell and every time there's a male reference to Thomas Beatie?
This whole story.
Thomas Beatie, believed to be the world's first pregnant man, has believed first of all to be the word has given birth to his second child in America. The transgendered man gave birth to a healthy baby boy, as yet unnamed, who joins Mr. Beatie's 1-year-old daughter, Susan Juliet. Announcing his pregnancy in an interview with Barbara Walters in the U.S. last November, Mr. Beatie said, I feel good. I had my checkups with my hormone level as far as the HCG, and everything is right on track. When Susan was born last June, Mr. Beatie told People magazine, the only thing different about me is that I can't breastfeed my baby. But a lot of mothers don't. Let me jump in here. You're right. Nor do a lot of fathers.
Exactly.
Why did you say that then, you know?
Yeah.
You want to be a man then. Every other time, why not be a man then? Say fathers. A lot of dads don't. No dads do.
Man up.
Instead, his wife, Nancy, breastfed Susan, and it is believed she will also breastfeed the couple's new son, who was born on Tuesday, 3 days premature. Sources told ABC in the U.S. that Mr. Beatie's new son was born naturally, which, let's be honest, means via vagina.
Right.
Mr. Beatie, 35, was born a girl named Tracy Lagondino, but had a gender reassignment surgery and is now legally male, wears a beard, and is married to Nancy. And they neglect to mention, kind of looks like George Michael with that beard. Despite changing his gender, Mr. Beatie...
There's another one there. There you go.
...had kept his female organs so that he could fall pregnant one day. After his daughter's birth last year, Mr. Beatie told ABC News that he wanted to expand his family so that he did not go back into his male hormones in order to be able to fall pregnant again. Both babies were conceived via sperm donors. First of all, fall pregnant. Why are they saying that? You don't fall pregnant.
Whoops.
Mr. Beatie went public.
Unpregnant. With any luck.
Mr. Beatie went public about his first unusual pregnancy by posing semi-naked and holding his heavily pregnant stomach on the cover of the National American Gay magazine, The Advocate. The announcement made headlines around the world. It is believed Mr. Beatie was the first man to become pregnant. He said the international attention, some positive but much of it negative, was shocking, but he does not regret his decision to go public about his family, despite still receiving death threats. We are a man, a woman, and a child. It's ironic that we are so different yet, but just a family, just the same as everyone else, Mr. Beatie said in November.
Wow.
Amazing. They love writing that.
Oh, do they like that?
And as human beings, you're not a pregnant man. That's the only thing that annoys me. The fact that the guy they would get death threats is kind of sickening. But just let's be honest. You're a woman by birth. You're giving birth. You're a woman. If you have a vagina and a baby comes out of it, legally, I don't care what you call yourself.
Right.
I don't care what you say. Legally. The fucking nature has said you're a woman because your vagina is opening up.
You're just changing the outside a little bit.
Vagina is opening up.
Well, you're just changing the outside a little bit.
Yeah. That's all.
You're not changing deep inside of what you really are.
If you wanted to be a man, here's what I would agree Thomas Beatie is a man. If they went in during sexual reassignment surgery and let's say gave a hysterectomy, or let's say added a penis and a penis and testicles, and then all of a sudden there was a baby, I'd be like, motherfucker, this is a guy and he had a baby. But no, if you keep your vagina, that's just not commitment.
Yeah.
You want to be a guy, get rid of the vagina.
God, that
learn to read a map.
That thing is ridiculous. I know. What is that thing?
That's a Buck Angel. Buck Angel is.
We had Buck call the show, right?
Yeah.
Buck Angel.
Buck is ridiculous.
Buck was born Was Buck born a woman?
a pretty hot woman.
And a fairly nice vagina.
She was kind of a model.
Really?
She was a model.
Do you have any pre-Buck pictures?
Yeah, we went over this. She had like short.
Yeah.
And now she has like facial hair and tattoos.
Is she a he now?
Just a man body built. No, there's still a vagina there.
But I'm saying that's what Buck Angel goes is like this. I don't know.
All right, that's Buck Angel before, huh?
Not bad, right?
No, sexy actually.
Kind of bad.
Kind of an.
Would you ever go down on Buck Angel?
No, I don't think I could. Even though, no, I couldn't. No. I'll tell you why. It's the fucking bald head and it's the American chopper mustache which drives me nuts. The tats I can handle.
What if Buck Angel was laying over the bed, ass up, pillow over the head, and arms?
I would be willing
and
to.
There's a vagina.
If I didn't have to hear a Vic Tayback voice, I would probably put my dick in Buck Angel. Who's looking?
Vic Tayback.
But the fucking mustache is what would get me in the ball.
Well,
do you think it still smells like a woman?
I don't know.
Oh, God. With the sunglasses on, look at high. You want to fuck me? I'd fuck me.
World's first pregnant man. Stop it.
That'd be funny to pull your pants down like you were doing the tuck in a bar. And go, ooh, 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 and then just open your legs and go, wow, where'd my dick go?
I think if you have sex with Buck Angel, you want to have sex with a guy.
Yeah.
I don't care. Buck Angel still has a vagina.
No, I think if you kiss Buck Angel, if you fuck Buck Angel from the back, you're just a good egg. I think if you kiss Buck Angel, you probably want to have a homosexual encounter.
What's worse? Fucking Buck Angel or a one of those really hot trannies.
What's worse? Let's hope fucking Buck Angel. I've never done that.
God, that's both. Both of those are rough,
that's tough. That is tough.
By the way, 30.
God damn, Danny. Just pops up a cavalcade of hardcore pornography.
Tube 8 rules.
Looking for Buck Angel video.
Yeah,
let's get a Buck Angel video going. Come on. Got to bring some hotness to the show.
Oh, do we?
And you rang the bell 32 times in that story.
It was 32.
Thank you, Walton, Jersey.
In a relatively short story.
Yeah, the reason I was trying to go over it is because the Mr. I didn't want to count as much. Like the New York Times or whatever will write Mr. or Miss for everything. So I wanted to go more his and her. But
why do they so easily just buy into that story?
Because they
Instead
feel
of kind of going, I don't know about this. Everyone else is saying this is now a man, but I still see him, her, it as a female.
It's fun to write and it's interesting.
That's what it is.
And I find this Buck. I find Thomas Beatie to be a bit of an attention whore. Mm-hmm. That's my issue. Is the attention seeking of it. It's not the fact that hey, if you want to have a beard and say we're husband and wife and I gave birth, that's fine, but. You're not genetically a male who's giving birth. So don't write it like that.
Right.
I guess my annoyance is more the media who is writing it like there's a genetic male giving birth, which would be impossible.
That's ridiculous. Let's say hi to Brian in Philly. Brian.
Hey, good morning, boys.
Hello.
I just wanted to mention the reason the seahorse is considered a male and gives birth is because of the chromosomes. Male seahorse has the XY chromosome, female has an XX. And Thomas Beatie, even if he had a cock, would still be a female because she would still have the double X chromosome.
It's a really weird line because again, if Thomas Beatie is wants to be identified as a male and has had that surgery, I don't mind saying Thomas Beatie's a male, fine, legally, whatever. But when it comes to giving birth, there are certain things which, despite how we evolve as a society, despite how we look at gay people or straight people, however you look at things, genetically, females of our species give birth. The males provide. I mean, It's just the way it is. Mm-hmm. That's just a thing that you can't change.
And the ultimate definition, I think, right?
Yeah.
Hey,
can we at least leave that alone? You want to get married? Fine, get married. You want to live together? You want to do everything? Fine, do all of it. But can we at least have that? The one thing fucking men do is provide sperm, and the one thing women do is take it. God love them.
Let's say hi to Megan in D.C., a marine biologist.
Uh-oh.
Hey, guys.
Hi, Megan. How are you?
I was the one who talked to you about the underwater hotel.
Oh, you were the one?
Oh,
yeah.
Stupid underwater
And I forgot
hotel.
to tell you guys that all the boats around the underwater hotel released all of their shit into the water so that all the ships floating by the windows outside the underwater.
It's got to be hilarious.
Big log.
She loves talking about the underwater hotel.
I know. She hates
Were you attacked there? She hates it.
You can't stand it. Why?
Oh, do you hate it?
What did that hotel do to you?
Jesus Christ, fucking, what's her name? Fucking Ann Nicole Smith doesn't hate the Hard Rock as much as you hate that underwater hotel. All right, sorry, go ahead.
Well, I wanted to tell you about the seahorse because, first of all, you can't compare fish to mammals because fish have external fertilization, and so the eggs and the sperm are outside of both of the bodies. But then once the eggs fertilize, then the male seahorse kind of puts it under a little flap of his skin, and he does parental care. And so it's not like he's giving birth; it's like he's taking care of the eggs until they develop.
Is it like the penguins? They just kind of hang out and do like the penguins will just male penguins will hold the egg while the women fucking hike back 50 miles and get a fish and bring it back.
Jimmy, they can't hold the egg. Their little feet try to just keep it in one place for 3 or 4 months.
Oh, and they just put a little flap of skin over it and keep it warm?
Remember our bit on that? We did, I think, an hour and a half on those dumb penguins.
And how if the male of the penguin is passing the egg to the female and drops it, the kid dies. So you always know the guys that want to stay single because the woman will show back and the guy will go, here you go, oops-a-daisy, and just kind of crack the egg. Oh, well, things happen. I'm going to go watch the game.
I like the oops-a-daisy moment they have where the egg just rolls away.
And they both look at it.
They just look at it like, well, I don't have hands. You don't have hands. We're fucked.
Guess we're fucked here.
Well, she just looks down. He just goes, wah, wah.
Oh, it's just
Did you guys hear about the homosexual penguins in the Bronx Zoo?
Ooh.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, they're like taking care of
Yeah, they booted all the female penguins out of their little enclosure, and they decided to raise their little babies alone.
Okay. That has anything to do with being homosexual as far as...
I just like talking about the penguins. Their
All right,
lives
bye,
seem
guys. Happy
exhausting.
birthday, Jimmy.
Thank you, Megan.
Horrid life of a penguin.
Just
I know.
exhausting. How many miles do they walk for what?
A lot. Yeah. They waddle.
And then they go back. What are they doing?
They have wings that are fucking virtually worthless. They can't even jerk off. They have no hands. Stupid claw feet. Penguins are idiots.
They've been around long enough to adapt. What are you doing? Why are you still walking?
My dream is to put a penguin on a console at face height and just give it a good gut punch. For no reason. Because it's never been gut punch because penguins don't have fists.
No.
So it just kind of look at me like, wah, wah. No, just yell, shut up and gut punch it.
I wouldn't know why you were doing it.
Then throw it a fish and he'd be all confused.
Why is Marcos mad? I think we made our point on Thomas Beatie. Marcos, what are you doing?
We did.
Hey, what's up, boys?
Hey, man.
Hey, no, I was just thinking, listening to the story, it really pisses me off, man, because they keep making it seem like he's a man. It's a chick with no tits. That's it. With facial hair.
Well, yeah,
I'm sorry, go ahead.
We made that point, and it's to me, just because legally, I don't mind Thomas Beatie. If you have a surgery and you want to be declared a male legal, I don't have a problem with that. But it's like when you're talking about giving birth, there is a reality that the females in our species are the ones capable of giving birth.
No, and you know what? If you're going to be a man, go all in. You know what I'm saying? Get a sausage, put something down there, get a donkey dick, whatever you got to do. Sew it on there.
They put a donkey dick on...
Yeah, I don't think you'd want a donkey dick. It sounds good in theory, but it would smell like a farm animal.
Yeah.
Who would want that?
Sounds good in theory, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's a big donkey. It sounds wonderful in theory.
But you might as well go all in. You're right, Marcos.
All right, boys. Thank you.
All right. Let's say hi to Will on Long Island. Will.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Hey,
what's up? Yeah, I just wanted to comment on the man giving birth. I have somebody in my class who's like that, and 4 years ago when I first met this, I'll say thing, she didn't have, she had like long hair and stuff, and then all of a sudden, as the years progressed, she started growing a beard, and now she's standing next to me in the bathroom taking a piss in the urinal. It just pisses me off.
Why?
It's just disgusting because, like, she'll still play the card, like, to get out of class, I have my period, and she'll leave class and the teacher won't say nothing to her. It's just wrong, man. It's like, it's either you're a girl or you're a guy. And to me, we call her Shim. So, it just pisses me off, and I just wanted to comment.
I don't know, man. Like, people, I don't understand the thinking, but it's like, I don't know, does nature make mistakes like that? Like, I'm a woman in a man's butt? I don't know. I just don't fucking know. Nature makes mistakes, obviously. If you look at people who are retarded or who are born with one leg or two heads. I mean, like, yeah. But I'm saying, like, nature doesn't always do things perfectly. So it's like, could you be born in the wrong body or feel like you're the wrong? I don't know. Maybe you can.
Yeah, well, she just comes across that she's the toughest thing to walk in, and she'll kick the shit out of any guy. It's just, and then she'll play the card that she has her period. She has to get out of class. It just pisses me off. That's all.
All right. So you feel she's inconsistent and just irritating as a person.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
There you go.
But her stand next to me in the urinal, that would never bother me. A young lady taking a tinkle standing. What's wrong with that? I'd fucking respect that.
Pulling up her dress.
I wouldn't mind. How are you, madam?
That's weird. That's weird, especially for high school, man.
Yeah.
Oh, you're in high school?
Yeah.
What's that?
You're in high school?
No. I'm in college.
Okay.
Okay.
Because you're gonna get teased. I mean, it's the reality. You're never not gonna get teased. You're gonna get teased in high school if you're quote unquote normal and
Yeah. Believe me.
You get teased if you have a dumb zit.
For anything.
Of course you're going to get teased if you're wearing a dress and going into the men's room. Come on. That's what life's all about.
Yeah.
Rob, Arnie, and Dawn. We go backwards again. Here's the actual audio.
Oh.
Just quick little snippets.
And you want to come out and say, well, I'm a man trapped in a woman's body and have surgery. You're a freak. I think you're a freak, and I have every right to call you that.
Looks like Dawn, as the whole, was trying to save the show.
Was she, or was she saying you're a freak? Was she agreeing?
Maybe she was agreeing. I wasn't sure.
Oh, really? Let me hear that
Listen
again.
to the girl in the back.
And you want to come out and say, well, I'm a man trapped in a woman's body and have surgery. You're a freak. I think you're a freak, and I have every right to call you that.
I can't tell what she's saying.
I can't tell if she's going,
Not
not a freak. Jesus. Or you're freak.
If she's the whole, come on.
Yeah, she's got to be sticking
She's
up.
playing the other side.
Yeah.
A boy that wears a dress is a freak.
Okay.
He's a nut. But
No, you can hear. Okay, she's annoying me just because she's fucking playing the typical hole on the radio show.
She's the whole.
I don't like his attitude about a boy who wears a dress is a freak. I think somebody needs to fucking maybe just look at things a little differently.
Maybe at night somebody likes to put stockings on or something. Maybe in the comfort of his own home.
Or a suite in Thailand.
Yeah.
We'll get to that story in a little bit.
Whoa. Oh, no.
boy.
Oh.
A wig. What the?
How do you not love him?
How much stimulation do you
What are you,
need?
a phone in your hiney? Relax, David. Jesus. Can't you just jerk off? You're going to choke yourself with a wig and a dress. We get it.
Stock fishnets. And
You think he has to line it all up? All right, I got to do all this stuff or I'm not going to get off.
Look at all the goodness I have to choose from.
Yeah.
Yes.
I can't wait.
How do I
choose only two, Kane?
Can't wait to talk about that one.
All right, so what else did they say?
This transgender movement in America
Rob.
is so phony.
God forbid, if my son put on a pair of high heels, I would probably hit him with one of my shoes. I would throw a shoe at him because, you know what? Boys don't wear high heels.
Do you hear her? I'm just listening to her. At first, Rob. And then, oh, you're awful. Oh, she is playing up the whole part perfectly.
Yep.
She should not even have been fired or suspended or anything.
Yep. And if they were a funny show, though, he would have said, if my son came home wearing high heels, I'd hit him with my jellies or my claw. He would have made a joke out of it.
That would have made a joke, like some type of female shoe.
Like he, too, wears the shoes.
Exactly. It turns the whole thing around and makes it
fun for everybody. And probably would have got him off the hook.
Yeah.
Well, maybe not.
For old time's sake.
I think it's ridiculous to even think that I'm advocating.
This is the Arnie non-apology, they're calling it.
I think it's ridiculous to even think that I'm advocating for violence against kids there. Okay, that's what we call it. I know a lot of people don't understand this. That's a joke. Okay, and you know what? Maybe you find that to be a tasteless joke, but I have never advocated for parents to beat their children.
I have in some cases.
Yeah, absolutely.
Doesn't have to do with sexuality. It's got to do with your kids are fucking annoying in a restaurant.
Most of us at our age got beat as kids.
Of course we did. Of course we did.
Well, there you go.
Wonderful.
We should take a break. We got more Sully cockpit audio.
Yeah.
It was really enjoying before the show.
Oh, I love this stuff. This is that new cockpit recordings. I guess they did a whole investigation on the thing.
Is Sully flying?
Yeah.
He is. He's up there somewhere today?
Yeah, Sully could be up there just cruising around the skies.
They must love when they see him on a plane.
Right.
Is he playing that up or you never see him?
No,
but now it's bad because all he wants to do is land in the water now and be a hero.
And show off.
So he shows off and everyone gets wet.
He does somersaults. He just does all this weird shit. He lands in fucking fields on the highway. He refuses to land at airports. They've overheard him. He's like, airports are for pussies. Like, this guy's a problem. But you know what? You got to feel good if he's your pilot because the odds of it happening twice, just mathematically,
exactly,
are horrible.
Yep.
But they're like, boy, we're in good hands with Sully. Now watch him die just doing a regular landing because he forgets to put the brakes on and he fucking he jumps over onto the turnpike. He does something so stupid that a first-year pilot would know not to do.
Pilot error. He turned the engines off at 10,000 feet.
Like when he wants to land, instead of like descending, he just points the nose from 35,000, plunges down.
down.
And he forgets what he's supposed to do. He's a stunt pilot now.
With a 747. We also have a great, it's now a great grandmother, not a grandmother aunt.
Oh, really?
This is your video clip and audio clip of the day.
Yeah, I love it.
It's not going to get better than this one. 72-year-old great-grandmother tased. And
she must have been getting a little rambunctious.
And a few people were listening to John Montone like you were on the way in.
On the way in.
I couldn't read their instant feedback because we got into some things. But you want to explain this one for after the break?
The subject was, as John Montone said, big gay ice cream. Yes.
You got it? Yeah. Oh, we love Montone. After the break, my friends, Opie and Anthony, starring little Jimmy Norton.
All right, well, that sucked. To hear the Opie and Anthony Show 5 days a week live on satellite radio, online on your phone or tablet, or even on demand, go to SiriusXM.com. Also, interact with the Opie and Anthony Show on Twitter, @Opie Radio, @Anthony Cumia, and @Jim Norton.